Hi guys, it's Shayla again from Freckle Finance, and today I have some really exciting news. And that is, we bought a house. If you're new to this channel, make sure you click that subscribe button below. I upload videos on personal finance, financial independence, which by the way, video coming soon. Lifestyle related to pregnancy, moving to California. Yes, that's right. After all the frustration, we bought a house. So we actually bought the house over a month ago. And the reason I waited to tell you guys is, first of all, I basically just announced my pregnancy a month ago, and I felt like that was a lot of information to both talk about the pregnancy and the house. And we kind of needed to settle into the idea of buying a house. And I'm gonna have some videos coming out. Like I said, we're gonna do a financial independence video, like an update. We're gonna do one for both staying in Northern California and going back to Canada. And it just took some time to gather all that information, and I have tons and tons of videos, ideas related to buying a house that I want to present to you guys, such as, you know, we have to buy a lot of new furniture and how we plan on saving money. So with that being said, I wanted to give a little overview of the type of house that we bought. So we purchased a new construction house. This house is expected to be ready by October or November. So this is actually after the baby is going to be born, which is another reason why I waited to kind of announce this. But I feel like there is enough stuff that I can give updates along the way related to, you know, what type of mortgage we end up going with, et cetera, et cetera. And I've been doing research on furniture and just good deals on all that stuff, and I want to be able to have you guys follow along with that whole process. Since I have a lot of time to do it, I'm hoping to get the best deals possible. And as well, if I'm upfront about purchasing furniture and all that stuff, there's a good chance that I can get some great ideas from viewers on how to save money and, you know, what's really worth it. So as I said, this is a new construction house, and I had explained earlier that there was 2 locations we wanted to look into, and if we were going to get a 15-year mortgage, we had to look at the further location. And I wouldn't necessarily say it's further in a sense, but it's kind of a less ideal location and has the potential for traffic to get a lot worse and be further in the long run. So we did buy at the further location because we just really couldn't handle the idea of, we didn't like the idea of buying an older home. And that was our options here. Our options in the closer area, sorry, I say here because I'm currently in the closer area. Our options were older townhomes or very old homes that needed a lot of work and were like 1,000 square feet. Now, I definitely am okay with other people wanting to buy those homes. There's definitely good reason for it. We are just not handy people, and we're very nervous going into this home ownership, and it's just, we don't want to be dealing with a lot. And I have explained in previous videos that there is, you know, a lot of the older homes don't have insulation in them, or not great insulation. The ones that we looked at, they needed work on a lot of them in the coming years, and it's just not something that we wanted to deal with or have to pay for. Now, that being said, I understand that a new home is still going to have unexpected costs and things are going to need fixed, etc., etc. Not to mention that our backyard is coming completely unfinished. We do get a fence because that's just apparently commonplace around here. So yes, we bought a home, and it's new construction, and we are so excited. So there were 2 locations in the further area, or 2 cities that we were looking into, and the one city we could afford a townhouse, and the other city we could afford a single detached house. There were no townhouses that had backyards, so that was a real negative for me. However, that being said, we did put offers in on those homes, on some of the townhomes, and they were still nice. They were about the same size on the inside. They were 3 levels, all the ones that we went to. Basically, all of them were in the same community, and they were like really amazing schools. Like, I've mentioned this before, I don't think my kids need to go to like a 10 out of 10 school, but basically these schools were 9 out of 10, and that's really good. There is an even more expensive area that we could have tried to get into, but if we could barely afford a nice newer townhome in that area, what would we be able to afford in the 10 out of 10 area? The first house we went to put in an offer on, it actually sold before we had the chance to put in the offer. The price has been posted. We would have not gotten the house anyways. The person offered significantly more than what we were going to offer on the home. And there's a second home where they were doing an open house, and we did get the offer in, and we said, you know, we need an answer by X, which is basically right before the open house. And they didn't respond to us at all. It was extremely frustrating. They're just like, yeah, we're gonna push the timeline. And they pushed the timeline 4 times. 4 times. And we're just like, all right, are you even serious about this? So basically, they didn't like our offer because they would have accepted it. And they then used our offer to get a higher offer on the house. That price has not been posted. Obviously, they got more money. Well, we were told that they received more money and that the conditions were more favorable, because there's a few conditions that we refuse to take out, such as financing and appraising. So we're just not willing to take that out, because like, what are we supposed to do if we can't get finance and the house doesn't appraise, and if the house doesn't appraise, then we can't get financing. So they said it sold for more. Where I'm from, you basically find out right away what the house sold for in, you know, Ontario, at least southwestern Ontario. However, here you don't get to find out until it becomes public record, which it is not public record yet, and that kind of saddens me. So we didn't get that house, and you know, we were a bit distraught, and this whole time we're going back to this new construction. This is the one with the lottery. And we're like, I guess we'll go again. Like, we'll just keep going as long as the prices are within what we feel is reasonable. The prices kept increasing. And we actually said, this is our last one. This is our 3rd time going. This is our last one. We cannot afford to, like, it would be too much if we wanted to get any upgrades to do any more. So we went to it, and we were the 3rd name drawn, I believe. And we got, there was several floor plans, and we got the 2nd floor plan that we liked, and it was cheaper and almost the same square footage. So I actually preferred it better. They just didn't have a model home of this kind, so that didn't bother me, and I feel like that's maybe why it was a bit cheaper. And so yeah, we got that house. So the house is a 2,000 square foot home. There is 2 floors. It comes with a 2-car garage. There is a semi-open concept kitchen, living room, and dining room. And by that, I mean you can see the living room and the kitchen from each other, but it's kind of an L shape, so it's off to the side. And off the kitchen, there's also a little tech area, which I plan on using as kind of a kid's craft area, and then kids' homework area, you know, depending on the age levels. When they're really young, it's just gonna be where I keep my computer so that I can keep an eye on the kids in the living room and eye on the food in the kitchen, etc. When you go upstairs, there is 4 bedrooms. And I know that sounds like a lot since we're only pregnant with 1 child at this point. However, if we stay in California, we are keeping this house. We are not moving again. So we bought a house that will last us through till whenever. And part of the reason for that is that you kind of lock into your interest rate on mortgages, and you lock into your property tax. Now your property tax will increase, but it won't increase with the value of your home like it would in Ontario. So we feel like we don't want to resell our home and have to, like, suddenly our property tax skyrockets, because you don't get much benefit out of increasing your property tax payment. So there's 4 bedrooms upstairs and a laundry room. Oh, there is also a powder room on the bottom floor as well. And so there's 4 bedrooms upstairs. There's a walk-in closet in the 1 bedroom, and we have an ensuite bathroom and a pretty large walk-in closet, or at least by our standards, it's really huge. We don't even know what we're gonna do with all that space. And there is a big shower, and the only thing I'm a little sad about, but you know, you gotta make some sacrifices when you're buying a home. You can never get a perfect home, is that there's no bathtub in the ensuite, but there is a bathtub in the 2nd bathroom, or the bathroom's gonna be the guest bathroom and the kids' bathroom. So that's essentially the ish of our house. This is in an HOA, which is, I understand, not the most ideal. The HOA fee is very low, and you pretty much can't buy new construction without an HOA, or we were looking at getting a townhouse in an HOA. So I mean, we were pretty much looking at an HOA no matter what we buy, if we want to buy. And like I said, it's not a lot of money, and they do maintain our front yards for us. There's no grass on the front yards, but they do maintain their front yards. And so there's still some value, and they will keep the value of the houses up because they will make sure that, you know, the front lawns all look nice. So when you go to sell, or when your neighbors go to sell, everything looks pretty good on the outside. But I did thoroughly read through those HOA documents, and I didn't see any rules or anything that were like crazy or seemed weird or anything like that that I would object to having an HOA. And when I say like a cheap HOA, this is like less than a car payment. Like this is less, or I guess it's more than our insurance here, but it was less than our car insurance would have been in Ontario. So it's not a very big payment whatsoever. And as I mentioned very briefly, there is a backyard, and oh my gosh, most new houses in this area don't even have a backyard, like single detached houses with no backyard, and they pay HOAs, so that just drives me insane. And so I'm super excited about the fact that we are going to have a backyard, because when we first started looking at this, at houses and stuff, like the backyard didn't seem like a possibility, and I really wanted one. It was high up on my list, but it was like, it was at the point in the list where I would get rid of it, but like if we bring anything back, a backyard would be like something I would insist upon. So yeah, super excited about that. It's not a massive backyard, but I would say for a new construction in California, it's pretty good. I don't know like the exact measurements of a backyard, but I'm gonna say it's about 600 to 700 square feet. So it's not huge, but I think we can still fit, you know, a barbecue with, you know, a patio set out there and some kid stuff to play on and all that stuff. So I mean, we kind of like measured out, because we didn't have a model home, so they allowed us to view another home that was about to be taken possession of, and they had a bigger yard, so we actually like measured out I calculated the square foot difference of our lots, and I just took that out of their backyard and kind of like looked to see how big the backyard was. And yeah, I mean, like it's a little on the smaller side, but a lot of people who have backyards in new construction here literally basically have a balcony sized backyard, and this is bigger than a balcony. So I'm going to be grateful for that, because we weren't even gonna have a backyard in the first place. So as I said, we will be taking possession. The estimate is around October to November. The baby is due at the end of September. So that's a bit crazy. My husband is well aware that when we picked this, that, you know, I will not be able to help much with the move. I will either be very pregnant if for whatever reason, like I go overdue, or, you know, the closing happens early, or I'm going to have a very small infant I need to take care of. So we understand that, and that is not the greatest thing, which means we basically have to buy everything while we're still here. However, we will not be setting up a nursery here, because the baby's not going to be in a nursery at first. They're going to be in our bedroom. So we'll get there and we'll have to like set up a nursery and all that stuff. So, but I'm pretty excited that there's, you know, we're gonna be in that house for Christmas, and I can have like my house for Christmas, and our family is supposed to come over. A lot of them is coming over. We have all these bedrooms right now that mostly don't need used. We are putting an office in the 4th bedroom, so that will be used, but we could still put a guest in there if we needed to, I guess. So super excited about that, and as I said, I will continue to update you along the way. If anyone has ideas on how to finish a backyard cheaply, I don't think sod is the best idea for backyards here, but at the same time, I feel like you should have a little bit of grass for the kids, so I don't know. Any tips? I basically know nothing about backyards, so nothing about the cost and what would be more effective, and I don't necessarily want like the cheapest option. We do want it to have longevity to it. A lot of our house buying process has been about what is going to give us the best value over time and not save us the most money now, because we do have money set aside to buy the furniture, to hopefully finish the backyard. There's money set aside. We don't really know how realistic that's gonna be though. And however, when I say we have money set aside for furniture and stuff, I don't mean like the house is going to be complete with this money. This gets us like the stuff we need, and we'll just buy as we go for everything else. I hope you like this video. Give it a thumbs up if you're wanting more videos related to us buying a house, moving in, purchasing, etc., and ask any questions you have down below regarding what we plan on doing with some of the space or the nursery or finance stuff. As you know, I'm not going to give you specific numbers, but I can give you the best idea as I can. And remember, no matter what your financial situation is, have a great day. Bye.